65. Our weather's been kind of all over the place this week. Yeah, Sunday was cold as hell. Monday we got like 7 inches of snow. And now today it's, going to be damn near 70 degrees again. I don't know, whatever. I mean, welcome to northern Indiana weather. A buddy of mine was joking. I said, man, the damn temperature went from 65 to 25 like it saw a state trooper. But just going through this morning, I got the video from the 3rd at Sturgis, which would have been Sunday. I got that basically done, edited. I was producing it. That'll be up either later today or tomorrow. Yeah, I'm working a lot of extra work right now, trying to make some extra cash money because, Sturgis and everything else. We're not supposed to get any rain, but it looks like we had a little bit come through, which is good because it washes off a little bit of the salt too. So that's kind of what's going on there. Topics I'm going to talk about today. I think we'll talk a little bit about Sturgis. We got our second band announcement, and it's not a major announcement. It's an announcement that plays there. A band that plays there pretty regularly. I won't beat about the bush. Skinner's going to be there Tuesday night. So that would be the 11th, 12th, I think. I don't know. I have to double check. I thought it was Tuesday. Maybe it was, I don't know. I'll put it down there what day it is. But Skinner's coming back. Assuming I'm still in Sturgis when they play, I will go there. Well, what am I mean? Go there. And then Rob Zombie's going to be at the. I think Rob Zombie's the first band that the Throttle is announced, and they'll be there the 8th, I think it said. I don't know. I just saw their thing on their website. So, yeah. So we're starting band announcements already, and here it is in November the 15th. Yeah. Let's go with that. I hope it don't rain, because my dumb ass didn't bring my rain gear. I didn't think it was supposed to rain. I thought it was just supposed to kind of be cloudy, and it was going to kind of clear out and blah, yeah, all that stuff. But I want to get this nice and warm, hot and bothered and all that stuff. Because, yeah, she's got fresh oil in it. The primary got changed. I did not check the tranny, but, I mean, I haven't seen any signs of leakage, so I think we're okay there. Let's go this way. I'm going to go stuff my face. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to go over towards Cherryville and stuff my face first. Because, fat guy, all you can eat buffet. Winner. And then from there, I don't know where I'm going to go. I might end up down in Pontiac. I might end up down in, I don't know. We'll see. I might go to, I didn't grab my iPass, which sucks, but, hey, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. But one thing I think I'm definitely going to do this winter, the only thing I'm probably going to do to the bike this year would probably be replace that front little bikini fender and get something a little bit bigger, hopefully. I mean, I don't know if anyone's mounted one of the like heritage fenders or something like that, a little bit bigger. That's kind of what I'm thinking, is get something with a little bit more coverage on it. I think Yaffe makes one, I think. I tried the plastic thing that some plastic company from the UK sells, and it fell off. It wasn't expensive. I think it was like $100 or something like that. But I mean, even using JB Weld and everything else on it, it still fell off within probably what? I think it fell off on my first trip at some point. So we'll just get. The nice thing about having Vivid Black is, I mean, you can find Vivid Black stuff everywhere. I know Advan said they're making stuff, body kits now for the Lowrider S and ST, but maybe they make something for this. I don't know. I'll check. I might go on their website later and look, and yeah. Remember, your clock's an hour off, dum-dum. Let me reset my distance, head. Where's my trip meter? Photo. There you are. Alright. That way the trip meter is on the oil change interval. So that's what's going on there. But yeah, we're going to try to get at least one tank of gas through this thing and kind of run everything free and da-da-da. Yeah, we got a little bit of standing water. This ain't too bad, though. But, so Sturgis, let's just chat for a minute. It's been 2 weeks, I think, since the last time I recorded anything. That video will probably be up. I got to do an outro for that, too, because the battery was either dead or died, or I don't know what it did. But, yeah, it didn't record on the way back to the house from the run I did when I got this thing nice and hot and bothered to when I got this thing nice and hot and bothered. We'll film an outro for that later, but we'll talk about Sturgis for a little bit and summer plans now that I've had a little bit more time to think about it. I'm looking at, let's start with summer plans. I'm looking at just doing a couple long weekends here and there. Now, whether or not I do squirrely on the tar snakes. Now, whether or not I do, fully on the bike or in the camper, I don't know yet. Exactly where I'm going to go yet again, not 100% sure. Leaning towards one or two options. I'm either going to head down towards, well, maybe three. Southeastern Indiana. There's a lot of good riding down around the Cincinnati area. In fact, I think that quadrant probably has our best riding in the entire state. I know the Great Motorcycle Roads channel through US 12 and the Dunes Highway, and their 7 best or 10 best rides in Indiana. I'll put a link in there somewhere if I can remember, but to that video. But at this time of year, yeah, the 12 is fine. The Dunes Highway is fine because you get all the trees overhanging and the colored leaves and stuff. But I mean, it's pretty much a straight highway. There's not a whole lot of twists and turns the way you get like State Road 1 between I-74 and I-275 is, where it's just up, down, twists, turns, pretty good. But yeah, so that's that. So that's one option, is to go down there. Another option would be to hit southeastern Ohio by where the Windy Nine is. Probably stay around either, like, you know, Columbus, Marietta. There's a bunch of options. So stay in that area. The other option would be, and this would probably require me taking a couple more days, you know, taking probably 2 days off of work, 2 to 3 days off of work, and that would be to go down towards the Ozarks, either around, you know, Springfield, you know, Springfield, Missouri, you know, that area, or you know, even like as far away as, like, say, you know, Fayetteville and northwestern Arkansas, stuff like that. I don't know yet. That, like I said, that's going to be, because that's a full day out to get to Springfield. You know, it's 470, 500 miles, something like that. So if I did that, let's just spitball. I'd work, you know, half a day or so, probably try to knock off work around 1 o'clock, and then try to get down to around, yeah, probably past St. Louis, somewhere, exactly where, I don't know. You know, possibly as far as Fort Lost in the Woods or something like that. You know, not Rowlett. What's it? St. Robert. Hello, that was not good. My foot just slipped off the highway peg. Yeah, these boot shoes have just about had it. I need to get these. I need to replace these. I've had these since I started riding, so I mean, I've had these since I started riding, so I've gotten, you know, what, 8 years out of these, 7 years out of these, whatever it is. So I've gotten the use out of them that you would hope for, so that's good. So I'll probably at some point over the winter get on there and get those replaced. I do have a new pair of Tourmasters, but one of the damn little pull tabs on them. My issues with them Tourmaster boots is the zippers are just kind of a little bit tight. They're a little stubborn. So I end up, you know, it ends up being a pain in the butt to get them off. And then, you know, the new ones I got, the flipping zipper pull tabs, the little fabric they got on them to give you a little something bigger to grip on. Yeah, it broke, so I got to get that replaced at some point. Probably just have the mom sew a piece of felt or something on there. She was supposed to do that before I left for Sturgis, but never did. But, you know, hey, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, and other things, I'll probably buy a new helmet, because I've had this helmet since, I think this is 5 seasons now I've had this helmet. I bought it at the Chicago IMS show in 2020. The last true, you know, regular IMS they had before, you know, COVID kind of screwed everything up. Gas is kind of spiked up, so is diesel, which is kind of weird, because generally it's one or the other kind of moves. The other one kind of stays put, but they both kind of been shooting up, so I don't know if oil's going up a little bit or what. That's a squirrel. Sidebar. So that's what's going on there. What else? I mean, the folks are now talking about buying a Class B or a Class C toy hauler, so you know what, I don't know. I know I'm going to keep mine for at least another year, because I'm still underwater, and will be for about another year, before I start seeing some equity come out of it. I had a hole in my roof, that was great. But at least I found that now before winter. It was like probably 1 inch wide, by like 3 inches long. It wasn't very big, but he just the mobile tech that came over to do some work on my folks, because their floor is rotten in their travel trailer. I had them while they were there, because they stays. We shared the property. When he came out to do some stuff on theirs, I had him do a roof inspection on mine, and also give me an estimate to replace the floor where my dumbass gouged the hell out of it with the kickstand, because I'm an idiot. Yeah, like I said, I'm an idiot. Supposed to rain today. I thought it was supposed to be mostly clear. It's fine. I didn't think the rain was supposed to come in till tonight, and that was going to cool us off back to a little bit more seasonable, because today, like I said, it's going to be damn near 70. Tomorrow it's supposed to be, you know, mid 40s to mid 40s to 50 degrees. About where we should be for this time of year. I don't think I brought one of my air pumps, which kind of sucks. And I didn't check my tires, but they seem like they're okay. I'm going to have to put new tires. That's another thing I'm going to have to do probably at some point when I do some stuff. The only thing I might do is I might take this into one of the shops and have them replace the lower clutch cable, because yeah, I think at some point loading it or unloading it into the RV, I put a nice little gouge in it, and it's and so you just kind of get a slow leak of transmission oil coming. I got some of the rescue tape on it right now, just to kind of, you know, more or less solidify it, but you know, it seems to be okay. I'm sure when I take that off, it's just going to be, you know, so locally we had what? Maryville beat Michigan City in football. It's regionals. We're 2 weeks away from the state finals in all the classes. So Maryville beat Michigan City, not a surprise. They'll play Lafayette Jeff, I want to say, next week at Maryville. Hobart lost. Knox won, and Drayen won. Those were the local okay. Those were the local school districts that were still alive in football playoffs. Girls basketball's been going 2 weeks. Boys basketball will start in 9 days. They can start playing the Monday before Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm on the hardwood now. I'm inside. Yay. Ain't got to worry about shitty weather no more. Yay. Where is he turning at? Is he going down 2? Probably. But let's, you know, like I said, getting back to what I was talking about with travel plans. Let's say I go down to the Ozarks. I leave either Thursday or Friday, it doesn't matter. Work like half a day. You work like half a day, knock off, like I said, around noon, 1 o'clock, and head down towards, you know, St. Louis, or even as far as, like, say, by Fort Leonard Woods. I think it's St. Robert, but I could be wrong. But get down there. You get down there. I am glad to see Burger King brought the old bun logo back. I think that looks better. Classic. Get down there, then, you know, probably spend, I don't know if I'd stay in the same base for 2 nights. So let's say I leave Thursday, I take off Friday and Monday. I leave Thursday, get down somewhere, you know, between St. Louis and there. Friday, you know, do a bunch of riding in the Ozarks and everything else. You know, maybe do the Lake of the Ozarks loop or everything. So basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, ride on the Ozarks and everything else. And then, you know, Monday morning, come on home. I'd probably reach out to riding the Ozarks and say, hey, give me some ideas, because I'm going to be down there for, you know, 2.5 days, 3 days, just to ride in that area. What should I hit? And if by chance, what's his name, Mike, if you see this, hit me up. Tell me what I should do, where I should stay, what I should look at doing. Would I be better off taking the camper or just, you know, going in a hotel? I don't care. I don't know. Yeah, so that's pretty much the summer plans. For Sturgis itself, the plans are pretty well, I won't say set in stone, but I'm like probably 90% sure, assuming I don't get fired or something like that, which, you know, the crap that's going on at work, they put in these new driver-facing cameras, and it's clear to everybody that they're not ready for prime time, that they're going off when they shouldn't be going off. But yeah, getting back really quickly to potential plans over the summer, or not for Sturgis. I'll leave on Wednesday. I'll leave not Wednesday. I'll leave here. Too low. I'll leave here on Saturday morning, most likely. Now there's an outside chance I'll leave Sunday, but I'll leave Saturday morning, August the 1st, and spend 2 nights at Grand Falls. Play golf on Sunday, and, you know, just kind of bebop around and be a bum and everything else. Outside chance. There's probably a 70% chance I leave Saturday, unless the weather's going to be crappy. Unless the weather's going to be crappy. But more than likely I'll leave Saturday. Depending on how my vacation schedule is, I could leave Friday. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But most likely I'd leave Saturday. Like I said, probably 70, if all things being equal, the weather's going to be fine. 70% chance I leave Saturday. A 10% chance I leave. A 10% chance I leave Friday. And stay Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then like a 20% chance I leave on Sunday. Assuming the weather is not the issue. You know, where the storms and stuff are going to just kind of hit overnight like they usually do around there. Now, if I left Sunday, I would probably not even stop at Grand Falls. I would go all the way to Mitchell. I'd go all the way to Mitchell and do that. Stay in Mitchell for 2 nights, or stay in Mitchell overnight at the Walmart and roll off to the chip in the morning, and yeah. Either way, Saturday or Sunday, I'd leave out at, say, 2 in the morning. As for whether or not I go through Milwaukee or if I go through Rockford, I don't know that one yet. A lot depends on time. Going through Milwaukee adds like 10 miles, but you save $20 or $25 on tolls. Rockford's a little bit more direct, but like I said, you got tolls in there. So that's that. Stop in La Crosse and Onalaska at Woodman's, get beer, get groceries, and all that. Non-perishable stuff, I think I'm going to make sure I leave with, or stuff that's not, you know, I don't really care if I get it in Wisconsin or not. So like butter, non-stick spray, seasonings, blah, 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 blah. That I'll probably have with me to begin with. But, you know, I'll probably, at some point, I'm going to go to the big meat market in the area and pick up either a strip loin or a ribeye loin, because they'll sell you the whole, I think it's a 10-pound loin or something like that, and they're normally sliced into like 12-ounce steaks, give or take. Hello. So a 10-pound loin, and you get and you end up getting like 16 steaks, get thereabouts, something like that. And I haven't been there in a couple of years, but like the last time I was there, I think it was in 2022, and it was like half the price of the grocery store for, you know, individual steaks. So like New York strips right now and ribeyes locally, we're seeing, though, you know, $15 to $17 a pound. It'll probably be like 8 to 10 for the whole loin, something like that. So yeah, I might go with a couple steaks, some potatoes, some, yeah, basically, you know, the non-perishable stuff you don't have to really worry about going bad, or, you know, stuff that can go frozen, be fine. Yeah. So that's that. Stop there, like I said, things I would get from Woodman's besides beer: cheese, some sausage, some of their hot dogs, yeah, maybe some of their meats and stuff, but unlikely, not a lot. Not sure. Might have been him too. That sounds normal. Something was making some weird noise. Ow. So the oil on everything was up. There was no weird drippies or anything. I think 210 above ambient, which is okay. Above ambient. Coming into my old hometown, the candy company, Albanese. But so yeah, either way, I'd leave out at like 2 o'clock in the morning, get through Chicago, get through Milwaukee, make as good a time as I can, and then And then, you know, basically, depending, you know, and we'll plan this more once we get closer to it and we see where the fuel spots, the cheap fuel spots are. But more than likely, we'll top up in Lansing or Linwood at the Quick Trip there, the QT. Then through Wisconsin and Minnesota, for the most part, we'll be stopping at KT, Quick Trip with a K. Like I said, we'll probably stop around Wisconsin Dells, and then like Albert Lee, and then from there we'll stop around probably I don't know for a fact, but we'll top up. If we stop at the casino, we'll fill up, top up. It's a little loose. That could be just wiggling on that thing. I still haven't put those new side covers on yet that I got off of Amazon. I think they were like, I don't know, 50 bucks or something like that. I just haven't had time to mess with it yet. I think when I get the tires replaced, oh, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Either way, like I said, leave around 2 o'clock, stop at those places. If I don't stop, if I'm not stopping at the casino, I'll probably top up in Brandon, South Dakota, because that tends to be a really cheap spot. And even if I don't, if I'm staying 2 nights at the casino, I might go ahead and unhook and just drive the truck into Brandon on Sunday at some point. And then just reconnect and re-level and da-da-da. Or actually, you know, I would, you know, I'd probably pull a slide in, re-hook, and then, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. A lot depends on what price of fuel is and stuff in Brandon versus in